Eddie Johnson goes for his third consecutive championship defense, but this time it's in a triple threat this weekend at Backlash, and the Royale card is set. Raw and AEW went to war again this week. Find out who comes out on top right now on Pick the Push.
Pick the push. Call it sharp, call it clean. The push. No half steps, no in between. The push. No luck, no hush. Only legends survive when you pick the push.
Triple threat.
Just so you know, Backlash is in like 3 nights, and I'm feeling my hand cramp up a little bit.
Oh, yeah? Backlash, I mean, from when this episode's airing, Backlash is tomorrow.
Exactly. My hand's cramping up.
Eat a banana.
It does, just stuff to look forward to, Keep your eyes on.
Eat banana.
keep your eyes on. Get one of those doctor's notes in there.
Monkeys, no cramp. Monkey, banana.
Monkey banana.
This one I'm going to do simple. I'm not even going to bring up the card this time. I only know the matches for sure that I'm going to do. The 3 matches are going to be Roman versus Jacob Fatu, Asuka versus Io Sky, and then Danhausen and his mystery opponent versus The Miz and Kit Wilson. As far as cool questions I have for him, we have over under Superman punches, and that number I have is set at 2.5. So if there's 3, that would be the over.
Okay.
Because I feel like there's at least 2, and he's probably gonna do 3, honestly.
Has he been doing that many Superman punches in all of his matches recently?
And once he's gonna win, he's gonna do at least 2 on a win, and because it's Jacob Fatu is why I would have it at 3 for over. And I'm probably gonna do the over.
Oh, so you really have thought about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I always think about these. Come on now. Not my first rodeo.
True.
The next one with Asuka versus Io Sky, the rumor is that Kyrie could possibly come back. So as far as a question for that, I'm just debating if I should have, will we see Kyrie Sane at all?
Will we see Kyrie?
That one's specific to that match and would still count as a return. So for the event props, if there's a return, I would definitely count that. So you'd potentially get 2 points, but it could flip either way, And then with Danhausen's tag team match, and then, that's a tag match anyway, so we'll have who gets the win, who takes the L. I'm going to sprinkle in the standard questions we have in those matches, too, because that makes sense. As far as questions go, I'm going to give a list of who we could possibly be his partner. He made a list of, tagging people on X, so I'm going to include that. Probably a couple other ones. Do you guys think you know who it is? I want it to be John Cena, but I don't actually think it's going to be John Cena.
It's gonna be Kurrigan.
Kurrigan?
Yeah, he tagged Kurrigan. I want it to be Kurrigan, man.
Yeah. I want it to be Stardust, but I don't think it's going to happen either.
I have almost money on either Pepsi Phil or Always Ready Matt Cardona.
Why do you think Cardona? Pepsi Phil makes a lot of sense to me.
I don't understand why not Matt Cardona. With a lot of his YouTube stuff, he spends a lot of time talking with Cardona and stuff at trade shows and stuff.
Oh, no. It could totally be him. I just didn't know if you heard something that would link him to it already, closer.
No, neither of those 2 dudes are doing anything right now. And I could see that Danhausen just being like, yo, you want to tag with me?
Yeah, for sure. But for some reason, I think CM Punk would make more sense to me than Matt Cardona. Of the 2, I would take CM Punk over those 2.
I could see him getting Matt Cardona and having it be Matt Cardona and just being like, I tried for Pepsi Phil. Pepsi Phil just keeps giving me money to go away.
That would make sense too.
I think it's gonna be Jelly Roll. I heard Stephen A. Smith.
Jelly Roll is a possibility. There's no chance it's Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith is a betting underdog.
No, he's not.
Swear to God. I think, yeah, but he's cursed too. So I think he'll accept it to get uncursed.
He is cursed, and so are the Knicks. And then as far as event props, I don't have anything special. I really want to include a question about Cena's announcement, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do for it yet, but I want it to be an over-under or yes or no, but unfortunately it just sounds like he's just going to be talking about the WWE or Club WWE or WWE Club, whatever it is. For real though, the fact that WWE is legitimately went up to a couple superstars. I don't even know the extent of this, and just asked her like, "Hey, you want to take half the money we said we'd give you? You want to just take half of it?"
Who the hell's gonna agree to that? You know what I mean? Like he's just like, yeah, sure.
Supposedly somebody did, right? There's a rumor that one person did accept it, and they're getting a huge push.
Yeah, who did you mean by that?
I don't know anybody for sure. My guess would be Jacob Fatu, though.
Taking a cut and going forward.
Like, he's already part of the family that's making a shit ton of money anyway. It's not like Roman's not gonna take care of him. It's like he just gets to main event pay-per-views with his cousin now. If he takes less money, like, he's gonna make more later. He's not gonna get fired. That's why it would make sense, but I have no idea who it is officially, but in my mind it's him. And I don't I'm not mad at him
My
for doing
mind,
it,
it's
but
The Miz.
Yeah, that's what I
you
was
think?
thinking. The Miz
Yeah.
or Seth Rollins. I think it's the Miz or Seth Rollins.
Someone
Really?
who's got crazy deals outside with acting and stuff, so they don't have to worry about the money that they make from WWE.
That makes sense to me for the
It's one of
Miz.
those things like that's the reason why you would take a 50% cut. It's like, oh dude, I already have this sponsor, this sponsor, this sponsor, this sponsor. Who gives a shit if I make $50,000 less, like or $100,000 less? I make fucking $1 million from ad revenue and other
Right.
sponsorships and contracts and
me being the number one would only increase my ad revenue.
Yeah, getting a push. I don't know. I think it's more like Fatu just out of nowhere is like, hey, I'm gonna face you at Backlash because I need
Yeah, but
it.
to be fair, he did just beat Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. That's a pretty big win.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point.
he's getting the push because Roman doesn't want to take any pay cut, and they're trying to they're saying that Roman isn't on TV enough and not doing enough. So they're basically punishing him for being sick all the time. So
Raw versus AEW. Right now, the score is 12-5 since the beginning of the year. AEW is just demolishing Raw, but Raw squeaked out a win last week.
they did in fact we got a win last week.
They're only losing by 7 now. Like right now, I'm leaning AEW, but I don't think that should be that big of a surprise.
I actually am a little bit surprised.
I am too, actually.
Oh yeah.
This week, I'm leaning actually towards Raw. I'm not even mad about saying it this time. I'm not even like, oh man, like I can't believe I'm trying to decide between two shows. No, it's like Raw did really well this week. It had a lot of good matches and a lot of stuff that I didn't like or people I didn't like weren't on it. Made it even better. Addition through subtraction.
The only thing I had from Raw that I really liked was the Io Sky Asuka promo, and I really didn't care about the promo until like literally the last second when she did the poison mist. That was so funny to me, and that made me like that part, even though like I was already done with that part while it was going on, and then that happened. I was like, all right, that was cool. But like that's the only thing out of Raw that I was like, that was all right. I liked that.
I liked the Balor McDonough match. I thought that was actually really good. Really good storytelling and kept like that story kind of going. Penta Javon and Rusev Egon.
I really believed in that match.
I really, really, really liked that match. I think, in my opinion, I thought that match was match of the week. I loved the promo with Sol Ruka and Becky. They did a fucking excellent job. The only thing that I had negative to say about that entire promo was at the very end when Sol Ruka slipped and she had to like redo her Soul Snatcher. She lost a little bit of aura.
Absolutely devastating.
Well, the only other thing that I liked was Oba and Otis.
Yeah, that one was okay. That's fair. I forgot about that one for sure.
And I didn't go through the whole show. I didn't like the first 20 minutes, so I didn't tell you about that. And I'm not talking about the last 20 or 30 minutes because that also wasn't that great. Everything in between that was fantastic.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, I definitely liked all that stuff. I did. I felt like I was on an emotional journey, especially with the Sol Ruka mishap at the end. I felt for her so much. Whereas I feel like AEW let itself down just because they ran out of options. They just couldn't book the matches that they normally book, I guess. So we didn't get to see very good wrestling today. I did like the Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay promo. I'm really, really invested in that storyline. I'm not gonna lie. I can't wait to see what happens. And I always love watching Moxley fight too. And even with Harley being revealed, she still has a lot of work to do.
Revealed. I like
Yeah.
your
Oh,
choice of words there.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't have too many things that like I'm like it's definitely AEW. I mean, I only had like a couple compared to Raw, but that was most certainly one of them was
Harley revealing herself.
Harley being revealed, of course.
Is that the whole reason why
That's
you
not. No,
chose
no,
AEW?
no. Darby Kevin Knight was also a very good match.
That's 100%
don't put words in your mouth. Only I can put words in your mouth.
That's not the reason, but it's a reason.
Darby Kevin was okay. Darby made the match. Obviously, there were the 3 big spots that were like worth talking about. You had the Hurricanrana to the floor, the slingshot clothesline from the rope all the way to the announce table, and then the coast to coast drop kick. Like
So good.
those 3 spots, awesome, cool. Do I think 3 spots beats an entire episode of Raw? No.
Think about this though. Harley Cameron's tits.
Will that beat an entire episode of Raw?
It's not doing that right now, but it most certainly could. All right, that's all we had right now. I'm still going AEW. I don't care. I'm still going AEW. What about you guys?
I picked WWE.
I just feel like you just ride an AEW's penis, but I am also going WWE.
So that's 2 votes Raw, 1 AEW. I'm still very happy that Raw's finding a way, I guess. I don't know. Inspiring hope. That's all I got.
You already know my vote every week is for AEW.
Yeah, we
Every
already
single
knew that.
week.
That's why we can't count your vote. Sorry, Jared, but we knew you're just going to be as biased as they think I am right now for AEW.
Yep.
And I'm not even complaining. You think this week was good enough for a landslide for Raw, though?
I think it could have been a landslide. I just think that the reason you're picking AEW, or the stronger reason, is not just Darby Kevin Knight, and the only other reason that you could come up with was Harley Cameron coming back.
I have 2 things written down, and it's not fair because obviously one was written first, and that was only because it happened first. All right? Darby was the main event with Kevin Knight,
Right?
so that could only have to be written after, seeing one of my favorite female wrestlers, Harley Cameron. Mina's cool too.
You know what the truth is going to be? The best producer of the week is actually going to be AEW, though, because if you add what we're watching on Collision with what happened on Dynamite, it's probably going to be an absolute banger from now on. And it would totally make up for everything.
Maybe, but they don't get Collision because that's not what the game is.
It's not
So
the
it's
game.
12-6.
Mhm.
AEW, now Raw is 6 weeks behind. Maybe they can make it a game.
You were at Focus Pro. That is something you
at
should definitely
Focus
talk
Pro.
about.
It was really cool.
How did his blood taste?
I did not taste anybody's blood, but I did pick up after JB Anderson and who was the other one? I can't think of her name.
Vixen.
Vixen. I cleaned up after a death match that they had that was
Very violent.
it was insanely violent.
That was a lot more violent than I thought it would be for Focus Pro.
Promoter came up to me at the beginning, not just me, like the group of us that were responsible for ring crew, and was like, "Hey, we're gonna need you guys to clean up after the death match right before intermission." I was like, "Oh fuck!" And he's like, "There's not gonna be any light bulbs or glass or anything like that." And I was like, "Yes, fuck yeah, let's go."
Yeah, that's banned from Focus Pro.
Good, as it should be. I don't want to pick that up,
But with
but
them
obviously
two,
that's not a reason to not use it. Yeah, I would expect that out of them. It was
no, but
wild.
with them two, I expect like a good death match out of those two. I just was not expecting it to be like as bloody and gruesome as it was for those for Focus Pro. Not so much those two. Those two I think could have made it so much worse and done a couple of even worse spots because of just I know how
Yeah.
brutal that they get.
I do agree they were holding back.
Yeah,
was a
which
cactus,
is
though.
wild.
Everybody was like cringing at the cactus part, like the cactus spot, and I was just like, "Oh my god, there's dirt everywhere. That's gonna be so hard to clean." Like that's all I could focus on while watching the match. And then like as JB Anderson's walking out, like I always like anytime I'm at a show, I really like counting the number of high fives or fist bumps I can get. Like, it's like becoming a thing for me to the point where I think I want to like make a shirt that just says like fist bumps or handshakes, and like just with a Sharpie start marking them off on the shirt for each one that I get. But like
Ah,
so like keeping count of it, but also that way somebody that like sees the shirt might maybe I get a different maybe I get more from possibly showing. Either way, it's a stupid game that I play and I really like doing it. I got JB Anderson on the way out and I got blood all over my hand from getting him a
Maybe you
good
can
fist
get a
bump.
kiss.
if you bought yourself a fat stack of them, you could wear a fresh one to every event, and then like put the name of the event on it,
Oh
and then
yeah,
you
for
could keep them as a
yeah, I
collection.
like that idea. That would be pretty cool for each one, and then I'd have it for because I would have that anyway, but labeling it like that.
It'll just say, "I got this many high fives at," and then have a line, and then just write the name of the event.
Yeah.
So like as cool as that was and what a great experience, the coolest moment of the night was for sure Monty Aries versus Frank Kazarian in the main event. um Monty is one of my trainers at Next Gen and he's super cool, but to see all of that happen and like be around him while that's all going on because he is the Focus Pro champion, like it's
Yes,
so cool
sir.
to get it just a glimpse of that going and to be there for that moment. Like I got a handshake or a fist bump from Monty on the way out. You kidding me? Of course I did. Absolutely I did.
Yes,
How about
sir.
Frankie Kazarian? Did you get a handshake or a fist bump?
I got two. So there was one before the match where he was just kind of by the ring and I was like kind of backstage but not backstage and he was walking past me. I just like put my fist out and he just was like, "Oh yeah," like he got me one back. So I was like, "Fuck yeah." Can't count it though. Not like it's not at ringside, so that would not be
Yep.
one of the shirt ones just to be official. But I did get one of him on the way out too. So that was really cool.
You got 2 bumps from Kazarian.
Oh yeah, I absolutely did. The best part though is that there was one of the students at Next Gen. I was like standing next to him, just like because he knows what's going on more than I do, and I'm just trying to be around, make sure I'm doing the right stuff. And like I
Yeah?
told him about this like fist bump or handshake game, and so he knew what I was doing, but like instantly when I told him, he's like, "You fucking Mark," which is hilarious. That's fine, whatever. But my favorite part was like every time like he would see me go for one and get completely denied, like straight Tom Brady style, he'd just lean in and go, "Kill yourself," because he knew exactly what I was doing, and like that was funny as fuck. Like that was so funny. All right, I'm now joined by the current Pick the Push champion, not only coming off their second title defense, but also scoring the highest points at WrestleMania, becoming his own number one contender, Eddie Johnson. Eddie, thank you so much for your time. Welcome back.
Absolutely. I am glad to be here again. I was very confident. I didn't expect I was going to win the whole thing like that. But
Not that confident. Confident to retain, but not confident to literally show everybody else up.
yes,
That's fair. You are the second person to get two title defenses, and you are also the second person to
wow.
become their own number one contender. Jared Holmes is also the only person to do either of those things, never mind, both of them.
Okay.
How does it feel knowing you guys are like somehow linked in all this is what it feels like?
I guess I said it feels good to be the second man because obviously that's a very hard task. If only
Sure.
two people have done it since what? Since last August.
Since, yeah,
Oh,
just about
yeah.
SummerSlam.
Yeah. It's impressive.
It's just interesting to me that the only people that can claim either of those are, you know, are the same person that has both. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like that's
Yes,
such a weird statistic.
it is very.
All right, now moving past WrestleMania, getting close to Backlash. How does it
Yep.
feel knowing you did so good at WrestleMania that you now have to take on two challengers in a triple threat match this weekend at Backlash?
Honestly, with the way that I don't want to say dominate, but with the way that I did WrestleMania, that gave me like the utmost confidence against these two, whether it's in a triple threat or not. Because I feel like I'm like catching on like a fire. Like I don't know what it is. I just feel like I'm hitting them and it's working. So
You're the cream of the crop right now.
yes,
You
thank you,
literally
thank
are
you.
the most successful you can possibly be here in what
Wow.
feels like a very short instance from just the first time I spoke with you till now.
Yeah, I even surprised myself. I'm not gonna let up. I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing because I want to hold this title the longest. It's my goal.
You're doing amazing at it. Do you think
Thank
being
you.
in a triple threat match changes any of your approaches to making your picks?
Um, I wouldn't say too much. I'm just gonna go into Backlash like I have been, but also in the back of my head, it's like it's two opponents now instead of one.
Hmm.
Like I could beat the one, but if the other one gets just a little bit lucky, you know, my ring could
Right.
go bye bye. But
Just like any other regular triple threat, you might not even be the one to get pinned here, but
yeah,
if somebody has a good night, then that's all it takes.
that's all it takes.
Are there any matches you'd expect to see or want to see on the Royale card for Backlash? Or do you have any prop questions either?
So my thing was in every Roman Reigns match, how many Superman punches he gonna go for, or how many is he gonna hit? Um,
Oh, like an over under for. I
Roman,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Maybe in the Oscar and Io, if that match does happen, if Oscar's gonna miss anybody, or we can go with the elephant in the room if Kyrie's gonna appear, something like that,
Ooh, that's another really really good one I like.
because that's a big rumor floating. But and for matches, obviously Roman and Jacob, that's the world title match.
Yeah, that one's a
Um, and
guarantee.
also another prop, if they don't announce it on SmackDown, who would be Danhausen's mystery partner?
Yeah, I think I am gonna have that as one of the matches itself. So because
Okay,
of that, I think that's exactly where I would fit in that question too.
makes sense. Yep. Okay.
And then as of right now too, I'm trying to think of a prop for John Cena has a big announcement they're making a big deal out of. So I'm trying to
Yes.
come up with a fair enough prop that would be like a yes or no or an over under type of deal.
Yeah. I don't know like what kind of over under or prop question that could be.
Do you have any thoughts of what the surprise might be?
If you want my honest opinion, WWE, I think it's gonna be something stupid. I think it's gonna be about this club WWE thing that he's been touting, dude. Because literally every Raw and SmackDown, it's Club WWE. I hope it's something with like maybe a special event going somewhere or something great. But I have a feeling it's going to be this Club WWE thing that he's been advertising. But
I think,
we'll see.
yeah, unfortunately, you're right. I'm hoping that he gets one more match and he becomes Danhausen's tag team partner. That would be the best possible scenario in my mind,
That would be cool.
but expectations are very low.
Very.
All right, I have one more final question for you.
Yep.
Tomorrow is Backlash. You
It
will
is.
defend the Pick the Push championship against Dabber and Caitlyn. What is your message to the challengers?
Correct me if I'm not wrong, but Dabber is the one who I beat to become champion. Correct.
That is correct.
Okay. So Dabber, you're coming back for the title that you lost. Good luck. I've been on a roll, so I hope you're as good as I've been. And for the other challenger, Kaylin, I don't think I ever heard your name come up against me before.
I believe this is her first championship opportunity.
Oh, okay. Well, it's your first opportunity. I wish you the best, but like I said, I've been on the tippy top of the list, and I don't find myself going down at all. And my goal is to retain this title. I don't know if this will make me the longest reigning champion or not, but that's my goal, and I'm gonna try my best to do it for sure.
I don't know if this will be. Yeah, actually, you know what? If not only if you defend again at Backlash, do you, I believe, become the longest reigning? You also have the most title defenses ever. Because right now we
Wow.
said you're tied for second. So you
Two. Yep.
getting that third pushes you up into that upper echelon on top of just coincidentally the amount of days that you would have it for would get you the longest reigning as well.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive.
That's my goal, and I'm gonna try my best. That's for dang sure.
And that's out of technically only winning 2 Royales too, if you think about it. Because you're already champ when you won the second one too, if you even want to
Yeah.
count
Wow.
that. But it
Yeah.
only takes one
Wow.
to, be able to do what you did, I guess, and that's pretty spectacular.
And the crazy thing is, I feel like I haven't lost one since since I became the number one contender.
Nope, not in one-on-ones, because you just instantly
No.
championship match to championship match, and you've been able to, do exactly
Yeah.
what you need to do.
And honestly, I think I'm going to do the same at Backlash. I'm very confident.
I'm
So.
excited to see the results. Triple threat match always gets me excited just because you never
Yeah.
know what to expect.
You never know.
So I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely, I don't have very high expectations for Backlash in general, so I am even
Nah.
more excited just to see the results of this.
Card looks decent, but depending on how much time they're going to invest into these matches, really all
We
depends
have
on.
more than 4 matches. Right now we're at 5.
Yeah, 5. I know. I almost fainted when I heard.
But all right. Good luck at Backlash. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sure I'll talk to you again soon sometime.
I hope so. You have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you. That's going to do it for this week's episode of Pick the Push. Don't forget, Backlash is this weekend and the Pick the Push Royale is live right now. Submit your picks through our link in our link tree. Link is in the description. If you are heading to Backlash or any wrestling event, grab your tickets through our StubHub link, also in our link tree, and help support the show. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Check out our shop for Pick the Push merch. All links in the link tree in the description. We'll see you after Backlash. This is Pick the Push, the only podcast you can win.
Pick the push. Call it sharp, call it clean. Pick the push. No half steps, no in between. Pick the push. No luck, no hush. Only legends survive when you pick the push. Boards light, hearts race, crowd reacts. Every pick swings, no room for slacks. Bluff fails quick, mistakes break fast. Every choice lands, nothing's left to chance. Climb the ranks, feel the surge, hit it hard, no room to purge. Eyes locked, focus tight, every swing counts in the fight. Predicted the twist, caught us all flat. No way you had that. Pick it right, own the night. Pick it wrong, still stand your fight. Every call cracks, every swing crushed. Step in the ring, pick the push. Push, push. I learned pick the push. Call the plays on the night. Push. Make it land, hold it tight. Push. No slack, no hush. Only legends survive when you pick the push. When you pick the push. When you pick the push. When you pick the push.
Felt great. That means he's not upset. That means he truly is a fan.
No, don't try to microanalyze this. You know what this is.
You can look, but you can't touch, though.
Dude, he said he was
Yeah.
great. He said that he loved my speech so much because I mentioned Jared twice. I called him a fan of
Like
She
you
Who
mentioned
Must
me?
Not Be Named.
That's right. You did say that. I'm gonna have to bleep that. We only have so many bleeps per episode. I can't keep affording all these bleeps.
You're gonna take a 50% pay cut to do the bleeps now.
50% of 0 is still 0.
Or if you take the 50%, give you a couple extra points on the Royale.
We both know that that's not true. You tried deleting my score the last couple times.
That's not my fault. None of that. You can't prove any of that. That's alleged.